This is Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. We are the #1 business show on the planet with over 1 million downloads a month. Taking the BS out of business for over 6 years and over 400 episodes. You ready to start snapping necks and cashing checks? Well, it starts right about now.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to Right About Now. I'm Ryan Alford, your host. Today is May 24th, 2024. It's our weekly news show. We're taking the BS out of business, baby. It's all business. No bullshit, because you don't need it and we don't want it. Speaking of no bullshit, my friend Chris Hansen down in the VK Lounge. What's up, Chris?
What's up, my man? Happy Friday. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, feeling good right about now. Powered by my good friends at Branded Bills. We'll talk a little bit more about them later. You know, Chris and I have actually not been rocking our hats lately, but
yeah,
I got mine back in style here. You know, my Radcast or OG hat from our good friends at Branded Bills. We'll talk a little more about them later, but it's been a good week, man. I'm pumped to be here, blessed. We appreciate everyone out there for listening, making us #1 in business and marketing on Apple. Number 75 in the U.S., all podcasts. We beat out Kel Swift's. Kel Swift's sitting at, that's Travis Kelce's show, sitting at 80. So we're officially above Kel Swift. Hey, we're making waves here, baby.
It's a big deal.
I know. And I like their show, so no hate on those guys, but we appreciate everyone for listening. Keep listening, keep telling your friends, and leave us a review. We appreciate all that. It's been a good week in business. All kinds of shit happening out there. You know, was Miami rocking and rolling? I mean, you're here in May. It's heating up, I'm sure. Like, is it just? Are you feeling like the swell of like summer coming?
Yeah, it's miserable. It's really hot. It's really hot. It's slowing down. The snowbirds are migrating back up north. So that's the upside. There's less traffic, but it's sweltering hot outside.
Yeah, I bet. It's warming up here in old South Kakalaki, as we call it. And because actually, you know, we produce here at Greenville, South Carolina. It's a lovely place. Please, that Greenville, come
Beautiful.
Visit. Don't live here, but come visit. But number 4 best places to live in the United States, Greenville, South Carolina. We're on every list, Chris. The word's out, baby. You know,
yeah,
I'm an OG.
It's
born and raised right here. That's why I have my show here, my family here. I knew the secret, but now the secret's out.
Yeah. You're ahead of the game. You're going to be Nashville soon.
Yeah, it is. It's sort of mini Nashville, mini Austin, kind of a cross between all of those.
Yeah.
The music scene's starting to catch up here. There's some pretty cool music venues and stuff coming alive. So, I think that's the one thing that sort of lacked here a little bit, but I think it's getting a little better. Some pretty big, like, scene, like places that are, like, we have like the big place where, you know, the big acts come in, 20,000, 30,000, whatever it is.
Sure.
The Bon Secours Center, used to be the Bilo Center. And, you know, that's great for like these huge artists, but we didn't really have the best like in between places. But a couple of those coming, so we'll get a lot, I think, better variety, and none better than our producer, Sawyer Ice's band. We got to get some more venues for you, Sawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, live music, underrated, you know?
Completely.
Like, we've underrated. I grew up with live music, and my dad's still in a band and plays around, but very few things I enjoy more than like just going and having a beer, listening to live music, supporting kind of the local music scene. So I'm glad Greenville's starting to maybe get with it a little bit there. I feel like we used to. I think we went backwards. Like we had a few locations like 20 years ago that were kind of like the scene, especially for like country music and kind of the in-between artists, but I heard we got some pretty cool places opening, so I'm pumped about that. And it's been an interesting week in business, Chris. This wasn't on the show notes, but I did see, you know, like I was looking at like the retail numbers, Lowe's and Target numbers are off. Retail numbers down. Less retail. I don't know, like, I think the Lowe's Home Depot thing, Home Depot's off a little bit too. Makes sense to me because the housing market, you know, there's not, you don't have this, when you have lots of houses being bought and sold, people are always doing the DIY stuff, right? So when that slows down and, you know, maybe budgets are tighter and everything else on top of that, but you just don't have the influx of, okay, everybody wanting to put their little spin on their house, right? The DIY stuff. People are like sitting still, you know, which makes sense. You a DIY guy?
I can be. I prefer not to now, you know, but I'm in a condo, dude. I'm renting. So at this point, like I'm not putting time or energy or money into where I'm living.
Did your
the washing machine broke. I didn't try to fix it myself. I called fucking repairman.
Well, washing machines you don't really mess around with, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's a little bit advanced of a.
We don't even mess with a washing machine, but, you know, little air filter, you know, little project. You know, you've been wanting to build a desk or something. I don't know, build a desk. When you don't have a yard, I mean, my mind being goes to the yard. Like we have the garden at home, you know, just actually bared fruit. This week, I made homemade salsa 2 nights ago, Chris, from the garden. I really felt like, you know, a pilgrim or whatever gardener.
You're feeling good about yourself.
I don't know,
though,
something.
Weren't you? You had a little pride afterwards.
Yes. I was like, I mean, I don't know what I spent on this salsa and putting this garden together. Like, I might could have bought it, but it came from the ground in my yard. So I felt good about it.
Yard to table, bro.
Yard to table, man. That's right. Behind the garage. Got the
I'm jealous.
10 by 10. Hot peppers, tomatoes. You know, I didn't know I could do it, but it's actually, it's coming to life.
Only thing I'm growing is a bamboo plant, and that's not bearing any fruit.
Yeah. We had
but
this
it's cleaning my oxygen, so I guess that's a plus.
That it is. It's bearing oxygen fruit. But we had this little cherry tomato plant, and I didn't, you know, usually most of this stuff in South Carolina, like mid-June, you start really popping, like the garden stuff. But planted this little cherry tomato bush, whatever you call it, plant. I don't know. Anyway, that thing is putting off like the more tomatoes. Like we pull like 7 or 8 of these cherry tomatoes off every day. It's growing like a wildfire. I'm like, that's awesome. Maybe I should enter this into a contest or something. I don't know.
You're like, is this normal?
Is this normal? Like, but I'm serious.
We just do a really good job at this.
We had a bowl full of these cherry tomatoes, like, you know, before it was even mid-May. I'm like, dang.
What are you doing with them? Is that where you're making the salsa?
That's what I use those in the salsa. Pretty tasty.
Maybe you need to hop on a little like marinara, try some Italian, homemade Italian sauce.
There's going to be a lot of tomato recipes. We have like, that doesn't even count. We have these heirloom tomato plants that come. I think we're going to have like 50 tomatoes a week. Like when things start rolling.
That's big, bro. Maybe you need the boys out at the farmer's market on Saturday hustling.
No, it's going to be on our street. We're going to be selling those things because we get a lot of traffic. We're right downtown. We're going to set up the little Alford produce stand or something right there on the street. And be like, hey, fresh tomatoes. Downtown Green.
Radical
you didn't
fruit.
Know. Yeah. Yes. So
dig it.
We got tomatoes coming. We got hot peppers, cucumbers, okra, fried okra. Yes. Got to get some fried okra. Everybody's listening. If you're not from the South, going, what the hell are they talking about? Fried okra.
Yeah.
But look, hey, I want to personally bring the DIY back. We got to get Home Depot and Lowe's, you know, back to the business, man. And got to get that garden. Hey, it's not too late. Plant your gardens. You know?
Yeah.
Get your seeds.
I know a lot of people doing gardening now.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. We go out there with the kids. We look at it. And Nicole just goes, how's your garden doing? I'm like, well, you see all those tomatoes crowding up the counter? And Yeah. So I'm pretty proud about that. But back to the retail news. The Target thing, not surprising. I don't know. Like, I feel like we're in this weird time, like right now, Chris. I feel like the economy is not bad, but it just feels like it's not awesome either. And, we take the bullshit out of business here. Like, we can look at all the data you want. I'm the one that told everyone there wasn't going to be 18 months ago when everybody said, oh my God, we're going into a depression. We're going to lose. I said, no, we're not. And we didn't. So I pay enough attention and know what's going on. I look at the numbers. It's more just like sentiment and then stuff like this, like you see in the retail numbers on stores that have traditionally done well. And I just think this housing thing combined with the inflation is sort of just percolating, into something. And I don't know that it's like a bad dip, but I think people are being a little more cautious. And eventually, $9 loaves of bread kind of catch up to you.
And $10 for a dozen eggs.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what all that means, but in the long term, I just think we need to get that shit under control, and we need the housing market to start flowing again. That moves around a lot of money, and it really fuels a lot of the economy. So I think and that's the thing is like the negative stuff's kind of feeding itself. It's like the inflation, is high, so the interest rates won't come down. It's like then people aren't spending, so the interest rates stay high. People won't sell their houses. Like we need something kind of
a bit of a holding pattern.
It is. Like. It's like we need something to kind of shake it up, and I think that's the shit that's going to drive me crazy. In the election, like the election coming up, I'm getting my earplugs ready, man. I'm just not going to.
For real drama fest.
Yeah. I just. Anyway, but
I know. I think I might sit this one out a little bit, not watch so much of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, this one's interesting. First article of the day, real article of the day. AI, look, the AI shit is great, but I have been saying this since the beginning, which I never quite understood. Like, this information is coming from somewhere, the chatbots. Like, so who has the rights to that information, even if it gets regurgitated? This from MSN.com. AI chatbots sucked up troves of data. Now copyright holders want a cut. Litigation is ongoing against AI companies in at least 20 cases, most of them in California or New York. Some have been brought by news organizations. Others involve authors trying to recover some income from the use of their stories. The case that legal experts are watching most closely, New York Times in late December against a case against OpenAI. The newspaper is seeking as much as $450 billion in damages, claiming OpenAI infringed its rights by using Times articles to develop ChatGPT. The complaint is distinct from others in that it also accuses the chatbot maker of engineering its products to reproduce Times articles almost verbatim when prompted. The Times said the company spent months negotiating before it filed suit. OpenAI said in a motion dismissed that the examples of regurgitation cited in the complaint were highly anomalous and the byproduct of a bug in the chatbot. Oh, so
coding error, guys.
Coding error, guys. We didn't mean to. We didn't mean to copy all your stuff. Like
our bad that we did that, and it massively benefited us.
I think we should let them off the hook then. Yeah. I mean, they've made how many $1 billion on their $20 a month thing? Just go ahead. It's okay. Copyright away because you have a bug. It's understandable. I mean, I made $1 million last year, but I put $1 on my tax return because I had a bug in my computer that took 7 zeros off. And is that okay?
Yeah, the zero button wasn't working.
Mistakes happen. I understand. I let them off. Really? Come on. Another lawsuit accuses Facebook and Instagram owner Meta Platforms of illegally copying books by the authors Sarah Silverman and Richard Kadri for its AI tools. So there's a lot to this article. I wanted to bring it up because AI is all over business and all this stuff is going on. But look, you you remember growing up, Chris? I'm a little older than you, just a little, like 6 months. But but remember growing up when you'd write papers or type papers? What did you always? You'd have to do something, and what would you have to do to your sources? You would have to cite your sources. Right. And, your teacher always said that. And, because we weren't profiting from them. We were just, writing up papers and, it was just to get a grade. We weren't like making money from them. But we had to at least cite them even when we were just using them. Yep. Well, the example here, though, is a company is making billions of dollars off of content that is generated by the remanufacturing, simplifying, engineering of those original works. The ingredients, it's kind of like if you went to the store and you wanted to make some chocolate chip cookies. Those cookies don't just get made. They're delicious. But you know what? You got to buy the flour. You got to buy the sugar. You got to chocolate chips. You got to pay for that shit because those ingredients are needed. Even if, God, when put together in the right way, it's magic. Chocolate, gooey. Those cookies are delicious. And no, the flour and the sugar alone is not as good as a cookie. But you know what? It took that to get there. And guess what? When I go to the store and I try to leave not buying them because I go, well, I'm going to go make chocolate chip cookies with this shit. So I'm just going to take it for free because what I'm making is going to be so fucking good that I don't even need to pay for the ingredients. That shit don't fly. So that's what we're dealing with here. And someone might try to regurgitate and tell me why, that's not exactly how it works, so whatever. Bullshit. That's exactly what we're talking about. And as a creator of content, I'm on my soapbox. I'm in the pulpit. I am asking the deacon for an amen and a hallelujah and a praise the Lord over there because I know I'm right and I know what it's like to create content and have people rip it off. So this isn't going to fly. This has been my question about this in the very beginning. It's great. I love these tools. They're wonderful for business. They shortcut a lot of things. But it's still taking the ingredients of other people's stuff and using it to create something better.
I have a great example because I have a friend who did this. He published a book essentially, but he just used ChatGPT to write a book with famous quotes from like Marcus Aurelius and these Stoic philosophers. So he basically just created an ebook on ChatGPT and said, compile, quotes of all these famous Stoic philosophers, put it up. And he even said, he goes, I don't know if it's going to get flagged or not, but I put it up for like $9.99.
Yep.
And I remember hearing that. And I'm like, all right, well, I have books I know that have quotes, daily quotes and stuff. So I'm like, maybe this is okay. Like that's the other part of it. There's someone on the other end of the spectrum, as a user of it, if ChatGPT is allowing me to do this, part of me is going to think, well, this is fine. Like if I'm allowed to do this, there's no copyright infringement here, right?
Yeah. Just saying.
It's an interesting time. It's a weird time.
And so it's, Chris, you and I as human beings, non-robots, at least as far as I'm aware, you might be the best AI I've ever seen if you're AI, but.
Bro, I got too much soul to be a robot.
So, you and I are having this discussion right now, and we're talking about articles, and we cite those articles, and we give opinion on it. But you and I don't have pre-scripted thoughts that are generated from someone else's content. We have free will and are having just a discussion of what our opinion is on this or that or other things. So our sources, we're certainly influenced by the world, but we aren't just We aren't capable of processing. Like, we didn't come in like before this discussion and listen to like 20 people say something really smart, and then we regurgitate it out, here on the show.
Yeah, we're like, out of those 20, these guys sounded smarter, so let's stick with that opinion and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So it's like, so we're creating original content here, based on our free thought, free opinions, free will, and you can like it, love it, hate it, listen to it or not listen to it. But we're not regurgitating and or remanufacturing, the thoughts of anyone but our own. So it's a really, and I bring all this up and I think it's a real perspective, and it's something I'm going to be fascinated where these lawsuits go, because it is a big question. And you think about like the difference between Google search and OpenAI. So, Google makes a lot of money. They sell ads on top of other people's websites on keywords, and they develop the software to do that. But you know what? Google delivers a lot of fucking money back to those website owners. They can sell ads on their site. You're selling product on your site. You're getting ROI for creating that content or selling that product, even if it's on Google, right? Because even if Google's selling ads because they developed a proprietary way which people look up information, you still get to that information, right? If they get to the website to buy something with which you or I would, or whoever's selling, would profit from. And especially like the information side of it. ChatGPT just gives you answers that gives no benefit back to where it got that answer from. It's just pulling it. It's pulling it off the backs of the people that wrote the content to begin with. And it raises a lot of fucking questions when you really think about it. And, I don't know where it's going to go. And I think it's going to have a big impact on business and the cost of doing this, right? Got to make sure. Right now, I think we're paying for the cookie, but not paying for the ingredients. It's going to get real fucking expensive when you got to pay for both.
Yeah,
you and I know, because when I want cookies, I got to buy all the ingredients.
You got a lot of more hands in the pie.
Yeah.
More hands in the cookie jar.
That's right. More to come on that. Another AI news, OpenAI announces GPT-4o Alpha 1269er. Just kidding, it's 4.0, I think. I mean, what, really? Can we not just come up with a multimodal voice assistant that's free for all ChatGPT users? The multimodal GPT-40 just rolls off the tongue. Sam Altman teased the announcement last week as rumors swirled. It's unveiled GPT-40, new AI model that combines text, vision, and audio. And its highly anticipated live stream event is shared that ChatGPT-40. I really need something cooler than ChatGPT-40. Come on. These guys are creative.
Well, you'll see in the bottom. You'll see the bottom of the article. It explains it. Keep going.
I know. I wish it would. Can I get
it doesn't flow at all.
Can I get 5 more creative names? Can I use ChatGPT-40 to create 5 more creative names for ChatGPT-40?
It even bothers me visually.
All right. It can process text, audio, and vision in the model. GPT-40 will be available for free to all ChatGPT users / payers / cookie buyers, but not ingredients buyers. It is available in the API. It is half the price and twice as fast as GPT-4 Turbo. The O of the name stands for Omni. So it's O, not 0. O, Omni. Referencing its combined modalities in one model. Modalities in one model. I love that statement.
Flows off the tongue, right?
God. These guys need to hire some, people to make this shit.
You need some
simpler.
people working for them, not fucking robots. Because this is made for a robot to read, not a normal ass human.
I know. This came to us from Mashable. Mashable.com. Great tech news all the time from Mashable. Love those guys. But so 40 ChatGPT-40. Sorry, not 40. It's O for Omni. I mean, you know what? Does this mean it's God? Is it omnipresent? Like, is this what they're saying? It should be just, this should be just GPT God. I'm a GPT God. It's omnipresent for its modalities. Look, it's amazing tech. It's badass. I've played around with it. I'm making like a little bit of the name, but it's getting a little freaky, some of the shit it can do. I mean, I'm telling you, China's going to have some robots walking around that have this shit, and they're going to look like Go watch Westworld on HBO.
Yeah.
We are this close to Westworld.
We're inching there real quickly, bro.
And you know what? You don't want that Westworld robot kicking your ass. And, I forget what her main character name was, but she was a badass. And she rode a horse, and she'd shoot you like right in the face and not care. And she was self-aware and omnipresent. Why are we really going to let Terminator and Westworld happen all at once in the world? Are we really that stupid? I think, are we really that dumb, Chris?
It feels like it. Feels like we are.
I mean,
Speaking of Netflix, there's a movie called Upgraded, all about a guy getting a chip in his brain and it going wrong. And I'm watching it thinking, all right, me and Ryan were talking about Neuralink last week and a microchip going wrong in some guy's brain. I swear every movie,
it is.
It's becoming reality.
I feel like I'm in the Matrix now. I think we might have gone in the Matrix, like actually in 2000. We were worried the world was going to end in what, 2001?
2012.
No, 2001.
On the Mayan calendar.
Whatever it was. I think we might have
Y2K.
Y2K.
I forgot. The other earth-ending event. Yeah.
We might have actually entered it at that moment. We didn't know it. It just happened so fast.
You might be right. Yeah.
We're all plugged into something. I mean, is it really that far-fetched now? I don't think it is. Like,
no, it's now just it's going to happen, but when is how I feel about it.
Yeah. It's you can't make it up. Like, we made it up and it's become true. So now it's like, I don't want us to make up anything else because it seems to all be coming true.
Yeah, can we like make up some positive shit? Like, not going to kill the human race potentially.
Yes, that would be awesome. Like everybody happy and I don't know.
Better growing healthier plants and vegetables, for example.
Yes, just growing plants and vegetables, listening to live music, and drinking beer. Hey,
can we figure
sounds
that
great.
out?
Let's figure that out.
Yeah.
Multimodal voice assistants, ChatGPT. Go check it out. And get scared at the same time. I'll tell you one thing that doesn't make me scared is every time I order a new hat from Branded Bills. And because look, I'm surrounded by them. I can sit on the belt here. I don't want to get this shine. That's number one.
There's 3 on my counter right across. I'm looking at right now too.
Yes. Look, it's the OG partner, baby. One of the original partners of the Radcast is back in business, baby, because of the synergy. I wear a hat all the time. Chris wears a hat all the time. I'm not only what was that guy? You the shave. I'm not only a spokesperson. I'm also a user. Look, they don't even have to pay me. I talk more about Branded Bills than I talk about my 8-year-old. Like, I'm like showing people off, and they're like, "That's nice. That's a cool hat." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, show you. It's customized this leather patch, and they're awesome." Sam, the founder, good guy. Look, this is like the salt of the earth people making the best quality hats in the country. Branded Bills, brandedbills.com. And here's the thing. Custom is where you go. I'm a brand guy, marketing guy. And look, it matters. It matters what your brand looks like. It matters the stuff you hand out to your customers and your clients and your kids and what you wear. You want it to look good. Yeah, you can go buy 5,000 hats and ship them in from Tokyo or wherever they come from. I don't know, wherever across the world, somewhere. And you know what? You're not proud of them because they're not well made. They're not custom. I'm talking about Branded Bills, brandedbills.com, official partner. We're powered by Branded Bills because, look, I'm always wearing the cap. You know, it's just comfortable. It looks good. And their designers are amazing. Literally. Yeah. Send them the logo, and they're like, start playing around with stuff. I'm like, damn, that looks pretty cool. Like, they give you the rubber patches, the leather patches for the hat, designs on there, and look, they'll make your brand stand out. People will ask you, where'd you get those done? They ask me, I say Branded Bills. BrandedBills.com /pages/custom. Go there, tell them the Radcast and Ryan Alford, the Radcast Network, and everyone at Right About Now. Chris and I support them. We love them. But it's not, but look, I loved them before they were a sponsor. I was wearing it like original. I love their stuff. They got hoodies, T-shirts, everything. You get your custom logo on it, and you'll be proud of it with your brand. Branded Bills, official merchandise sponsor of Right About Now. All right, dude, this wasn't surprising to me. Instagram beats TikTok for video-based user acquisition. Marketers prefer Instagram as their platform for video-based user acquisition over TikTok, according to global research. This came from us exclusively from marketing.The. I want to make sure we're citing our sources. When asked to split their user acquisition spend between Instagram and TikTok, 79% of survey respondents allotted at least 75% of their budget to Instagram, compared with 25% to TikTok. However, when asked which media source they worked with in 2023, 50% of respondents said both TikTok and Instagram. The survey was conducted in February and March before U.S. lawmakers approved a bill requiring TikTok to sell from Chinese ownership. So let me digest this for everyone. What they're saying is when given money from testing, they think that their dollars go further and better and more quality spend on Instagram. They're testing TikTok, which they should be. And I want to be clear, no one's knocking TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, you should be testing the waters. There's too much organic reach over there. You throw in the ad stuff, you should be totally testing budget over there. So let me get that out of the way. However, for acquiring users, the people that keep coming back in a more quality impression, they're finding that Instagram, in their opinion and from the data they're getting from the ad spend, that it's better spent there. That's really what this is kind of boiling down to. And, you know, I think it depends on what industry. I don't know that you can make this a blanket statement, but this is kind of like been my whole problem a little bit with TikTok. I mean, not only is it overwhelming and you get down the damn rabbit hole, and I understand, like, it's fun, it's cool, and they got a badass platform. It's great for what it is if you can use it responsibly and manageably and not getting 6 hours a day locked into it. But I always feel like I have a richer experience on like Instagram with like the brand, or feeling like I know who, what, and where the content came from. And on TikTok, it's just like this, I don't know, all in effect where maybe it's chaotic and it may be viral and like I'm watching it, but like even if it's a good ad on TikTok or something, it's like I don't feel like I remember it as well. This is a terrible way to do scientific research. I admit that, but I've tempered that a little bit. But then when I read stuff like this that validates kind of the way I feel about it, it's like, I don't know. I think you get a more quality impression potentially elsewhere, but the volume's so high on TikTok. It's like, that's why you need to be trying it. If you got the right product and the right creative, TikTok is absolutely going bonkers for the right stuff. But I think, like, universally speaking, it's kind of like the DMing, man. Like, I can manage my DMs on Instagram. I get a lot of them. I ignore a lot of them. There's probably hundreds a week that I don't even get to because it's just garbage. But I kind of know it because I can glance at it. I go into that TikTok DM, man, and I am like spinning. I'm like, what is this trying to tell me? Like, get someone, someone's waving at you, someone's liking this, someone's activity over here. It doesn't just say, Chris Hansen messaged you, hey man, what's up? Can you call me later? I mean, it's like, good luck getting to meaningful conversation in the DMs on TikTok. You know, bring your pocket translator and your abacus because not happening. So it has nothing to do with the video, by the way. Just impressions, just things I wish they'd get better. But better impressions on Instagram, according to a lot of marketers. But I think it depends on the product. Finally today, this is big business. Look, Chris and I do another show called Vibe Science. You should go check that out. Vibescience.media. We're posing questions, man. It's modern. I think we can all admit health is mind, body, spirit, mind, body, energy. There's just so much that goes into it. Chris and I want to get the best. We're both biohackers to a degree. And so we just like talking about health and wellness and all that stuff. And we're posing questions. We're bringing on people at both ends of this spectrum. It's not just some kind of woo-woo. Chris and I aren't woo-woo. I look like a, granola eating, tree hugger, and I love trees. And I love look, I got friends, but we're not. But I'll tell you what we are. We're not conformist. And we know when we're getting fed a bunch of bullshit. And so we're just asking questions and bringing on people that have different answers. And so that's Vibe Science. But this kind of aligns with that a little bit because it's just interesting because telehealth and wellness at home, all these companies are kind of exploding and trying to, bypass some of the traditional ways with which we get access to things. So this is from Bloomberg.com. Hims debuts $199 weight loss shots at 85% discount to Wegovy. That's the manufacturer that makes the peptides. This is all the talk. I mean, if you're listening to this, you've heard about this. Somebody is probably taking this stuff, and it works well. It seems to have a lot of upside for everyone that takes it. So, the firm says treatment offers same active ingredients as GLP-1s, Wegovy, copycat drug made by undisclosed compounding pharmacies. It costs roughly $1,350 a month for injections of the prescription drug made by Eli Lilly. Hims said it's offering a treatment with the same active ingredient for $199 a month. This undercuts Big Pharma by as much as 85%. That's
popping everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially down here. I'm seeing a lot of guys pushing these peptides, semaglutides online.
Yeah. And I mean, so far, like the data is like incredible. Like it helps like with all kinds of markers. I'm just waiting, call me the cynic. I'm sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, what are they going to, but it does cause a third ear to grow out of the top of your head. Other than that.
Yeah, we do it at the med spa. I've heard both sides. I've had older friends that have been on it and had not great experiences with side effects. And then I have other people that are completely ecstatic and it's changed their life,
Yeah.
So
the point of this article and why I wanted to talk about it was less the debate of the drug itself and more the proliferation of telehealth and medicine and overall kind of personal health being democratized. And, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it's kind of like you and your personal doctor, and that was kind of it, right? And now this stuff for good or bad. I think it's mainly good because I like that people can take it in their own hands. I see the better side of this, but I also can see the negatives. But, but now there's, I don't know, shop around for just about anything. And
access and affordability.
Yes. The access, the availability of prescription drugs and just your overall health and wellness is widespread. You got a lot of options. And I think the business of this, I mean, we're the curve, like the bell curve, we're barely halfway up the bell, on the front side, I think, of where you're going to see, I don't know, personalized medicine and the business of health and wellness and how it's changing. That's why we need to open some more of those med spas.
I know, man, but on the flip side, we just need to open a telemed pharmacy online. We got a doctor, Dr. Joel.
I know, yes. Yeah, we do need to talk about that for sure. Yeah.
I just became a patient of his as well.
Yes, Dr. Joel is my longevity doctor. Now Chris is as well. He's the man. You should check him out. Let's give Joel a shot. What's his Insta?
Dr. Longevity.
Oh yeah. No, yes. He is Dr. Longevity. And so just if you Instagram that, Dr. Joel, Dr. Longevity, great videos. Really down to earth guy.
Yeah.
Easy on the eyes.
Intellectual. Yeah. Yeah. He's the full package, ladies.
Yeah. We'll get Dr. Joel married up. We got to get together with him down in Miami. That was fun last time. Anyway, big things coming in telehealth and medicine and all that stuff. It's big business, billions of dollars. This is big news. I mean, if you're undercutting the pharmacy 85%, they're going to sell the shit out of this. I mean, this is a $1 trillion business. So it's in Bloomberg for a reason. So pay attention and go buy some stock. Their stock jumped 38% when they launched this. Because that's the freaking market knows how big this is.
Huge.
That kind of jump in one day.
People have heard about this, but couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford it. $200 a month. That's a different story. $1,300.
Yeah.
That's the 1%ers, maybe 5%ers, but still, but this game changer. So maybe we need to buy a compounding company.
Compound pharmacy.
Yeah, there it is. There's your insights. We're taking the BS out of business, baby. Chris, any final words?
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yes, you know where to find us. RyanIsRight.com. Find all the highlight clips, the full video. Go to YouTube, man. Look, we got the new set. Sawyer's got some kind of like smoke screen going on behind me. I don't even know what it is. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And, you got to watch this, Speaking of easy on the eyes, Chris is really easy on the eyes. I mean, he's single too. Come on, get on that YouTube channel. And you want to see this belt just for yourself. 60 pounds of pure steel, whatever that is, metal. You got to see it. We appreciate you for making us number one. That's why we got the belt. RyanIsRight.com, at Chris Broby Hansen. I'm at Ryan Alford. We'll see you next time. We're right about now.
This has been Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. Visit RyanIsRight.com for full audio and video versions of the show or to inquire about sponsorship opportunities. Thanks for listening.